I'm afraid it sort of comes with the territory. Anyway, yeah. So I'm Colin. I'm actually a lawyer, commercial lawyer by background of making the money. But when my kids left to go to uni, I decided to do something interesting and qualified as a professional tour guide, a couple of qualifications, and been doing that for quite a while now. Absolutely love it, and it's been a real pleasure working with the Camden people. So I'm going to talk a bit about the history of this, the North London line. As you would know, how many people use the North London line at all, sort of backwards and forwards, which we know as the line that connects Richmond and Clapham Junction, bizarrely, right round to Stratford. But in the beginnings it had a totally different name, a little bit of which Alex has already alluded to in talking about Birmingham. Its actually proper title, which I always look at still to make sure I get it right, is the, wait for this, the East and West India Docks and Birmingham Junction Railway. Yeah, bit of a mouthful. So no surprise we ended up with the North London line. Now, deconstructing that slightly, the docks bit, one arm of it no longer exists, went down to Poplar by the docks. If anybody's fascinated by this stuff, I'm not a railway historian, I do have a map showing the historic lines so that goods could be taken off the Thames there and brought round through this railway up to here. I'm going to say we're here because there were sort of two stages to it, but up to here, and then, now this is where it gets interesting, or hope it is, oh God, hope it's interesting. If you've used the line, you would understand that next stop along here leads us up to Gospel Oak, yeah? That's the current line. But in fact, and we pass by it on the way down, just slightly along to the left from where we're standing now is a junction. Here is the junction. And if you were to go off on the junction to the left, you would come down to the Camden Goods Yard marshalling yard, right? Now, there it would be possible to stop the train. It needs a bit of reversing because of the difference in levels, and come down to the site that Alex talked about, okay, the interchange building, which operated, or was planned to operate originally, as an interchange between, as Alex said, road, rail and canal. That's how it was planned. And of course, what happened, and I better do Birmingham, I'll do Birmingham. The Birmingham bit is that you could carry on from there, and at a certain point you would join onto the main West Coast line, the London Euston line, going up to, amongst other cases, Birmingham. So that's how we get the Birmingham part of it. And the goods trains can still do that. So that was the idea. Now it got, by 1849, it got as far as, no, 1850, it got as far as what was then Camden Town Station, now Camden Road Station. And there's an interesting High Line connection, because if you go through Camden Road Station, you will see that there's an extra platform, a not utilised platform. The reason for that is that until this further section of it was built, that was the end of the line, that was the terminus, so that you needed that to keep certain trains off of the main line. The High Line connection is that has created space which can be used, and Alex will tell us more about this, space that can be used in part for the High Line. So it moved on down here in 1851, it was completed. It was being constructed before that. It had a slightly inauspicious beginning. So in 1849, a number of the arches collapsed mysteriously. Thank goodness not any of the arch over the road there. Okay, that's the road, for those that their wider geography, leading up to Kentish Town. The road there, here's connection, The road at that time was not Kentish Town Road as we would know it now, from Camden Town Station right up into the heart of Kentish